Trigonometry.
What is trigonometry?
Trigonometry is the branch of math that deals with the relationships between the sides and angles of triangles and the calculations based on them.
How does it work?
The first thing you need to understand about trigonometry is that there are three sides to every triangle: an adjacent, an opposite, and a hypotenuse side. There are three bases to trigonometry: so, ka, toa. By the way, all the triangles in this video will be right-angled triangles. Using sin or so. So to use sin, you need to find the angle you're going to use and find the opposite and hypotenuse side. So first you need to understand that sin 34.5 equals O divided by H. After that, if you want to find the opposite or the hypotenuse side, what you need to do is O equals sin 34.5 times H, and H equals O divided by sin 34.5. Using cos, aka K. So first you need to find the angle you're going to use. Let's say in this case the angle is 23 degrees. So you need to understand that cos 23 equals the adjacent side divided the hypotenuse side. So if you want to find one of the sides, let's say it's the adjacent side, you do A equals cos 23 times the hypotenuse side. And if you want to find the hypotenuse, you do A divided by cos 23. Using tan, aka toa. So if you want to use toa, you first need to determine the angle you're going to use. Let's say in this case it's 34.5. You need to find the opposite and the adjacent side of this angle. So you need to understand that tan 34.5 equals the opposite side divided by the adjacent side. So when finding the opposite and the adjacent side, what you need to do to find the opposite is O equals tan 34.5 times A, and to find A you need to do O divided by tan 34.5.
Which topics are related with trigonometry?
Algebra is one of them. One of the topics involved in trigonometry that was studied in math class this year is algebra. Algebra is useful to learn how to rearrange equations. This tool is involved in almost all calculations of trigonometry. Also, the way that equations are expressed need a basic algebraic knowledge to get understanding them.
Similar shapes.
Similar shapes and trigonometry are related because the thing about similar shapes is that they follow the same ratios. For example, if you divide the height of the width by the width of a hexagon, and that gives us x, and if you did the same with a bigger hexagon and it gave us x, that means that the two shapes are similar even though they are in different scales. The same happens in trigonometry. In all right-angled triangles, if you divide the opposite side by the hypotenuse side, it will give you the sine of the angle you are looking for. Measuring the omega. How did Benjamin and I measure the omega block? So the first thing we did was stand 10 meters apart from the omega block. After that, we used the clinometer to measure the angle of elevation. That angle was 52 degrees. Omega block operations. So if tan 52 equals x over 10, then tan 52 times 10 equals x. Therefore, x equals 12.8. But because we measured it from our eyes up, we have to add 1.6 to 12.8. That gives us 14.4. Therefore, the omega as height is 14.4 meters. How accurate are our measurements? Our measurements weren't completely accurate because we used the common clinometer. that doesn't give us an exact measurement. Another thing that affected our results is the fact that we did not measure the angle of elevation from the floor by standing, so we estimated the height we measured from and added it. An example of how you can use trigonometry in real life. Why would you use trigonometry in real life? So, imagine you had a ladder leaning against the wall. Imagine the angle of elevation from that ladder was 68 degrees. Imagine that wall was 10 feet tall and you're trying to find the distance from the wall to the ladder. So to that you would have to use trigonometry. So you would write tan 68 equals 10 over x. Therefore, x equals 10 over tan 68. That means that x equals 4.04 feet.
The end. By Camilo Córdoba and the Benjamin. Editor Camilo Córdoba. Main actor Romeo Santos.